All right. What is going on, everyone? Road trip special, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Zar Horton, that beast of a man behind me. All right, and so what did we bring? We brought some kettlebells. Make sure our audio's on. I think we're good. Your audio's
Testing,
on.
I believe so.
Okay, cool. We are rolling.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
So we're here, and I said, Zar, we should do a video on kettlebells. So first thing you do before you do kettlebells, you take off your watch.
You take off your expensive watch, for sure.
So I brought a handful of kettlebells, but we have a pair of 20s. You're doing a lot of training now in like little small groups and stuff because of the pandemic and all that.
Right.
Just for fun, I think. Let's say it's not super introductory kettlebell, like someone knows how to do a swing and knows how to pick it up safely.
Sure.
What little routine do you think would be a cool, what is it called again?
Complex?
A complex with like double, if you had double 20s.
There's several programs out there. If you follow StrongFirst, I don't know if you read an article recently by Pavel. He introduced the total tension complex, which is alternating days. It's a sequence of one double clean, a press, a squat, and a renegade row. And on days 1 and 3, you pyramid up with the presses. You keep doing that complex, but you add a press until your form starts stalling out, and then you work your way back down. So every time you're getting one clean, X amount of presses, a squat, and renegade row. And then on the other days, you pyramid up the squats.
I see.
And come back down, and you're doing one press. And so
okay, and so it's
really good.
And so it's what again? It's doing double bell clean?
Yeah, so it's a single clean, a press, and a squat to start out, and then a renegade row. And I don't know if your viewers are familiar with that.
Like,
oh no, I'll show you.
Okay, yeah.
So basically,
show us.
So the renegade row is in a push-up or plank, tall plank position, and you shift your weight, and you're on the kettlebell handles, and you pull it up, and then you shift your weight, and you pull it up on the other side. It's pretty challenging, and it's interesting on some surface like this. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe take 2, take 3, take 4.
And is this complex? Is this the typical weight you would use?
I use either 20s or 24s.
Okay.
Right, and some days if I'm feeling really good, 28s. But the goal is to get to 32s.
Nice.
So.
Cool.
Okay, so you start with a single double clean. Adjust your stance. Do your press. Adjust your stance for your squat. Do your squat. Set them down, and you configure them for the renegade row. Get in your plank position. Shift. Do your row. Shift. Do your row. And that's one.
And then the next one you do 2 presses.
We do two presses.
And how many do you go up to?
When your form starts stalling out, or you're losing speed or form, if you lose configuration, that's your indicator that that's the top of your pyramid, and then you start
coming down.
Yeah. Back down to 1.
And then that's your deal for the day.
Yep, that's your deal for the day.
Or for that.
Right.
If you're doing 2 a days like you're doing now,
right.
that's your one.
That's it. That's
okay.
that.
So it's clean,
press,
squat, renegade row.
Right.
All right, I want to try.
All right.
Make sure I'm not going to break my thingy here.
Good. Nice tight. Good. Okay, set your stance for a squat. Great squat. Good. Down they go. Park them. Good. Okay, nice and tight everything. Shift. Okay, and shift again. There you go.
It's tough to trust that they're not going to
roll,
topple over when you're doing that.
So when you're doing the renegade row, it really is. They can go this way, or they can go this way suddenly. So what you've got to do is really just kind of find where you can just get this alignment, and you can really just push into the ground. So when you shift, that's what you got to feel by experience, and test it when you're standing and nice and stable, where that position is, what that feels like. Yeah. You've got to be in the center of the handle so it doesn't go forward or backward on you. I've seen some pretty gnarly renegade wipeouts. People, when they lose their form, when they get tired and fatigued.
Right.
So that's why it's nice that there's only one.
Roll your wrist quite a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So be ready to bail out safely and work on a surface that's not going to chew
not
you
like
up
this.
if you
not
have
like
a wipeout.
Yeah.
So
So just a quick backstory why there's a why there's an RV behind us, a 31-foot RV, is because my family, my wife and my little son, we went on a road trip. We're on a road trip, and we went from Idaho down to Utah, down to New Mexico, visit my parents. On the way out, called up good buddy Zar. We're visiting Zar. I said, hey, we got to shoot something for kettlebells. And then we're going out to Arizona, visit my wife's parents, coming back through Utah, picking up some stuff in Utah, some equipment, heading back to Idaho. So anyway, we're living in this for 7 days. It's pretty fun.
It's awesome. It's a good one.
Yeah, it is
it's
fun.
Really cool inside.
Cool. Okay, so what is this called again?
It's called. It's by Pavel, the head of StrongFirst,
Yep.
and the guy who brought Russian kettlebells to the United States, Pavel Tsatsouline. He writes articles occasionally, and his one of his latest additions to the StrongFirst website was a total tension complex. So it's functional, and this one, when done for 6 weeks in that fashion, alternating the weeks of 2 days of presses and 2 days of squats.
Okay.
It would go presses, squat, press, and the next week it would go squats, presses, and squats. So you get
squats and presses is what you're building up to.
Yep.
And then what's like the highest someone has gone up to?
So it is limited by your form and speed. So if you start stalling out, that's the top of it. But if you're gaining endurance and strength during this time, then your pyramid is going to grow higher and higher theoretically through the 6 week period, and it should definitely get you stronger, get your threshold up a little bit, because your work threshold is going to go up, because it gets demanding when you get the higher numbers, and you rest as much as you need in between sets.
Have you personally gone through this?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. It's fun.
How high have you gotten?
I think we're on 8 presses and 8 squats. Taking it easy. We have some people who are not quite as strong building their strength, so we don't want to get too big a disparity between them. So we kind of just say,
gotcha.
Kind of everybody can meet in the middle there.
That's a 20 or 24?
With the 24.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Come on, of course. Okay. All right, cool. Well, over and out. Zar Horton, StrongFirst, and if you haven't watched any of our stuff before with Move Now, we use kettlebells. Inspired by this guy. He's the guy who got me into it. Kettlebells is a great functional exercise to reinforce good, healthy movement patterns, unlike joint isolation, bodybuilding style stuff. Not to say we don't ever do bodybuilding stuff, but you got to sprinkle enough of this in so that you don't become that rigid dude that can't put your hand in your back pocket.
Right. And yeah, I was saying at the end of that 6 weeks, there is some hypertrophy that's going to happen with this. So StrongFirst is looking at some new cool programs that include what we're calling functional hypertrophy. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So
really
you
cool.
can be functional and you actually build muscle too, because that's that's probably like a little misnomer out there. People think, the only way to get stronger or build muscle is to do heavy bodybuilding style stuff. Right. Which you guys also do.
Right.
Some standard big lifts. You're doing deadlift. You're doing squat. Are you benching too?
Nah, I don't like the bench on my shoulders. Not too much.
But you're doing overhead pressing?
Yeah. So I can say that I think from February till just recently, I worked up to a 400, and I was not a barbell guy at all. So I worked up to a 400-pound deadlift, which I've never done before.
Nice.
And in the last, maybe 3 months or so, I put on 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's probably all on your back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, back and shoulders seems like, I don't know. Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty
awesome.
Cool. So it
can
happen.
Over and out.